Anybody know where the guys are? They're 20 minutes late.
I have no idea. They should have been here a while ago.
We need to start.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey, Miss.
Hi. Where'd you come from?
I got a whiplash from that.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Oh. Wrong seats.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's better.
This feels good.
Feels more natural.
I don't know if I'm gonna ask. I don't know what just happened.
Some things don't need explanations.
Some things are you just let them be.
Things just happen.
Yeah.
Things just happen.
Yeah.
With the video for season 2, we can be a little more creative.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
our
It's like a
intro.
dance.
We are filmmakers.
We are filmmakers.
And
Like a
yeah,
dance.
filmmaking and everything is like a dance, wouldn't
Yeah.
you say?
Wouldn't you say?
What did you say?
You could also say that Irish step
Is a dance.
No way.
A literal dance.
Yeah. It was great having Erin on today.
It was great having Erin on today. She was so full of knowledge.
I knew absolutely nothing about dance. I've never done anything like that in my life, so that was really kind of interesting to hear about the process of it. Also filmmaking too. Filmmaking is a team effort, and now it was a film by, but it really is made by everyone in the crew, everyone on set, whatever.
Yeah.
It was great to hear from her because I danced from when I was 4 until
Really?
End of high school. Yeah, I used to dance. It was a big part of my
Learn
life.
Something new every day.
I learned something new every day. It was good to hear about dance in college because I haven't done that. I have some friends that are in RPDC, but haven't really re-dipped into that part of my life. So it was great to talk about it.
Do you think you're gonna?
I go back and forth. I have a lot on my plate right now.
Yeah.
As president.
I feel like it's
the
an
United
understatement.
States.
Right, I'm POTUS. I feel like it's an understatement for me to say that I have a lot on my plate.
Yeah.
But I was debating spring, but then it's it's my last semester, so do I really want to do that?
Right.
We'll see.
Are you
Stay
gonna join
tuned.
Irish Step?
No, I never did Irish Step. That wasn't my forte.
But
Maybe.
you guys could join Irish Step.
All of you could.
Yeah.
Maybe I could.
There's the.
Maybe you could. Maybe I could.
Should we do it
I'm
together?
not cut out for it. I don't think.
Irish
Here's
Step
Erin.
team.
Irish step.
Great interview.
Enjoy.
Check it out. Welcome back to Conversations with Creatives. I'm Andrew,
I'm Sam.
and we're here with Erin, the
Erin.
Irish Step team.
Welcome. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So to start off, we always like to ask our guests, do you consider yourself someone who's a creative person?
Yes, I would say that I am. I think creative can be defined in different ways, but I think for me it's Irish dancing, of course. It's being able to paint and sing and just express myself in different aspects. So yeah, I would say I'm fairly creative.
So the people at home, also including us, what is Irish Step, and how did you get into it?
Yeah, so Irish Step is, if you've ever seen Riverdance, it's very similar to that. And so there's two different aspects. There's hard shoe, which is almost like tap dancing, but more pounding and more forceful. And then there's soft shoe, which is kind of compared to ballet,
Okay.
more graceful. There's less banging, but a lot more jumpy and bouncy than ballet would be.
Yeah.
And I got into it because I did ballet when I was way younger, and I liked it for a while, and then I was I don't know that I want to really keep doing this, but I liked dancing, and so one of my mom's friends from church had a daughter that was a year younger than us, and she was gonna start Irish dance, and she was do your kids want to start it? And we were sure, why not? Sounds cool. So yeah, we just started going, and I really loved it. I did it with my sister for a while,
Cool.
and she stopped after a couple years, but I kept doing it until the end of grade school. I stopped in high school because I had so much other stuff going on, which I regret. I wish I had kept doing it. And then I started back up again when I got back to Rutgers, and I found the Irish Dance Club.
How do you find the dances? What is the actual art style of then the dance and does it make sense?
I'm not sure.
like your form and your routines and stuff like that. Then how do you?
Choreography.
Yeah, the choreography. That's the word.
Yeah. Okay. So it kind of depends. So there's certain things where, so for soft shoe, there's different types of dances. There's There's a reels, there's like a slip jig, and each one, it kind of depends. Like there's variations of each type of dance. And so there's different Irish dance schools. Like that's where you like kind of learn. And each school kind of teaches their own version of like what a reel would be and their own version of like a slip jig. But it's very much like you learn it. It's a lot of like rote memorization and then just practicing and then perfecting all of that. So there's like the individual dances, but then there's also group dances, which would be like a 4-hand, which is 4 people, because we're very creative, and an 8-hand, just 8 people. And those are some of my favorites because they're so fun to like do with everyone else. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And there must be, I mean, I have a twin sister,
Oh, nice.
and she danced and from like she was 2 to senior year of high school.
Nice.
And
Wow.
I observed the bond
Yeah.
between her and her friends at
Yeah.
her dance company. and,
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, they were like sisters there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's the same thing
For
with
sure.
Irish Step, where the bond is almost more than words, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if you do
definitely.
it for a long time.
Especially for a long time. Yeah, that's one of the things I loved when I did it when I was younger. Like you got so close with the girls that you were dancing with. And there was this competition called Oireachtas that we would go to, which was like a regional competition in like Philly. And we would go and there was like individual competitions, but there was the group where we would do like the 4-hand and the 8-hand. And I remember like sitting outside the room like before you like get ready to like go on, and everybody's just like sitting in like a big group and we play like the hand games beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just such a good group and like you get so close with the girls there.
Definitely. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
great way to just have friends and build on those friendships.
Yeah, definitely.
And then do something together. And,
Yeah.
and collaborate on this one
Exactly.
dance. There's numerous dances, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's less stressful too when you're doing it in a group. There's a lot less
Yeah.
pressure. So if you mess up, you mess up together.
Yeah. And then how is that working in a group setting, I guess? And like, do you guys find not as difficulty, but how do you guys learn to blend together and learn to really have that cohesion as a team?
Yeah, I think it depends. I think it's really easy when everyone is at the same skill level because you kind of are all in the same place and you can like easily trust each other. And so it's a lot easier to like coordinate. And for like the 4-hand and the 8-hand, you kind of rotate between like literally like holding someone's hand and like moving almost directly in sync with them to like kind of moving around other people. So it's a little bit of both. But I think when you're on the same skill level, it's a lot easier. When you're going between like someone who is way more advanced and then you put them with someone who's like just beginning to learn, which we had to do last year because our club is fairly small, so it's just kind of like pairing people together. It can definitely be harder, but I think it's like just learning to trust the person that you're with and like have them lead you through it if you're less experienced, or like learning to like guide someone else as they go through it. So
So like, it's not a gendered club though, right? So like it's like
No, yeah.
men and women, but
yeah,
like,
guys and girls, yeah.
and then when you were younger, was it only women or was it both still?
So, gosh, I'm trying to think. I think in our school, I think we had only women.
Yes, yeah.
It was,
I'm curious,
yeah,
it's
it
like-
didn't have to be. Like,
Yeah, 'cause it's not like
we
Anna.
would have loved to have guys,
Yeah.
but there's not that many, like, guy Irish dancers. They're hard to come by.
Yeah. Then, so I guess like, so the question: how is that translation then of working in not like a gendered dance? Because like Anna works in like a dance studio, or she did a dance studio with like only women. So how is that translation then of working in that capacity? I guess.
Yeah. So I think for the 4-hand, ideally, like there's supposed to be like a guy and a girl for each part. So it should be 2 guys and 2 girls. But a lot of times we would just have to do it with like 4 girls, which like it works.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more traditional, and I guess it looks even cooler when it's like when you actually have the guys to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the club, are you guys putting the dance together by yourselves? Is there an advisor or?
It's just us, yeah. It's just us.
Great.
It's kind of, we go based on like who has a lot of experience and who wants to teach, and they just kind of lead everyone else. And we kind of, the rest of us who have like been doing it for a while will kind of like help out the newer people too, and just kind of all teach together.
sounds great. So like,
Yeah.
how does that whole machine work together where you have one person calling the shots, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're skilled,
Yeah.
so you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And how does it all come together?
It's hard because I think we're still trying to figure it out. Like figure out how to teach people and how to like work together on it. Right now we have one guy, Zach, who's like in charge. He's the dance captain, so he's in charge of like deciding like what we're going to be teaching people that day, and kind of like overall teaching the group how to do it. But then he'll like hand people off, so like he'll hand me like 2 or 3 people that I'll like work with specifically and help them to get through a couple steps, and he'll do the same thing with like Katie and give her a few people to work with. And then the idea is that we're all teaching them the same thing, so when they come back together it looks, you know, put together.
And like, how was that like over COVID too? Also, and trying
Very hard. Over COVID, so when I joined as a freshman, it was a decent sized club, like not a ton, but for Irish dance, like it was a decent number of people. And then over COVID, it just kind of like plummeted because you can't really do anything. Like we had meetings every 2 weeks, and we would like we would send out a video and be like, so let's practice this week.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much that you could really do. I mean, at the end of the year, we like each individually recorded a dance and then tried to like put it all together.
Oh wow.
Which was also hard, and didn't look that in sync at the
Yeah.
end because everybody did it separately. So it was definitely hard, but it was nice being able to come back last year and then like start to regrow the club again because we were down pretty low in numbers.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because we talked to the animation club, and they over COVID they were all trying to make a film together because every year they all sit down and write a story and animate together. But over COVID, you can't obviously do that like in person. Right. So they were doing like in pieces, and it just didn't really have that coercion or that cohesion. What the word is? Cohesion.
Yeah.
That's the word. But it didn't gel together, and I feel like it must have been so good after all those years, and then to come back and like even just the act of being in person and forming together and having that dance number, a routine or whatever you want to call it, that must have felt so satisfying because it really is like it almost like is you are back and it's like that completion of like remote and then really doing something physical.
Yeah, definitely.
What you would think a dance club would be.
Yeah, exactly. It was so nice coming back last year. And I remember our first performance last year was so fun. Yeah. Because we kept it very basic. Like we just did a forehand. Yeah. But even that, like everybody had so much fun, like getting on stage, and everybody was nervous because they hadn't danced in forever. Yeah. But like being able to do it and then like see some of them who had like literally never danced before get up on stage and like do a forehand in front of a bunch of people. It was a very like proud mom moment. Yeah.
So do you guys work towards like one performance or?
No, so the idea is that so during the semester we'll get invited to do like some different performances. So the idea is we'll do a couple, and then in each semester we have like one big thing that we do. So in the fall we have the Villanova competition where we'll travel to Villanova, we'll compete there, and we haven't been able to do that in a couple years. So this is the first year that we're going to be going back to that, which is exciting. And then in the spring, we like work up the whole semester to doing our showcase, which is like at the very end, and it kind of culminates like everything everybody's been learning the whole year. So we like rent out a room and just put on a show for everyone. Yeah,
that's always the most like satisfying part of art for me. It's just like you spend so long just hammering away at it, and then it's kind of a surreal thing for us too, because last year we got to see our films on the big screen for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And then that was like almost like it all makes sense. And that's a satisfying moment because you can work on it and you can never really know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then when you're there and when you're in the moment and you see someone,
parents come in,
and then like and that thing that you've been trying to figure out for a month and it works.
Yeah.
And that is like the creative spirit. It's just like you're like, oh, it's clicking with me. It's all forming together, and there's no better feeling for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so satisfying when it all comes together, and that was really what happened with the showcase last year. And we were all super stressed because I mean, even like us who were like leading it and trying to put it together, we had never done a showcase before.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were like, we don't know how this works.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, like getting to see it all come together and like, yeah, getting like our family and friends to come, and like my roommates came and my parents, and like just got to watch us dance and like see what we'd been working on the whole year. So it was very cool, very fun.
That's great. I know the costuming and the hair. Am I correct? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
big
it's a
part of
lot.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So when you do like big competitions, the costuming and the hair is very, very intense. So like an Irish dance competition is called a feis, and so you have the dress, which is like all bedazzled out and weighs like 10 pounds.
Really?
It's so heavy. It's so
Is that
much
a
heavier
problem
than you
for
would
the dance?
expect.
Or
I feel like it's something you just get used to over
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Like you're just used to it after a while of just going to feshes. But at the beginning, yeah, it's very weird. And I feel like I haven't like worn one of those dresses in years. So if I put one of those on now, I'd be like, oh my gosh. But yeah, the dress, the wig, oh my gosh. We used to
wig, yeah.
spend like hours beforehand just trying to get the wig on. All of, like the bobby pins and the
Yeah.
clips.
And
But
then-
yeah.
So then, why do you do that? Like, is that just part of like the heritage of it, or like what's the thought process behind it, or just like the
Yeah.
costuming and like just be creative and do something like that?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is tradition. I think
Yeah.
they've just done it for so long that it's just kind of carried on for forever. And now we're not really sure why we started doing that or why people wear a wig with curly hair that bounces around a lot. But
Yeah, that's the cool
we-
part. You know, when everyone's on stage, it's like
yeah,
bouncing.
yeah, it literally, yeah, the dress is heavy and your hair is like bouncing all over the place.
But it's
Yeah.
that's also like so funny that it's just like
We just do it.
Yeah, we just do it.
and
We don't
accept
question it. Yeah.
Do you have a problem with it? No.
No,
Okay.
love this wig. Yeah.
And I'm curious also because you guys compete. How does that feel to do an art form that I guess inherently is judged somewhat? But how does that like go over, and how do you feel about that? 'Cause,
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, one of the things that I like about this club is that there's really not that much competition.
Okay.
Like, you really just get to have fun with it and, like, do it with your friends and perform, but you're not, like, Villanova is the only thing that we do that's a competition that's, like, judged.
Yeah.
And it can definitely be fun when you're doing, like, a feis because, like, it really pushes you to, like, enhance your technique in ways that you might not do if it was just a performance where, like, your family doesn't really know if you're, like, pointing your toe that much.
Yeah.
But, like, the judge would definitely
Yeah.
pick up if you weren't. But I think it can also be hard because it gets to the point where you're like, I just want to do it for fun. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that I really want to like get first place. Like, it doesn't matter that much to me, which is the nice thing about this club because we don't really care that much about the competition.
Yeah, because that's like a it's a problem I guess throughout all art is this like something for us. It's like oh, your film goes to the Oscars. Then how much worth do you put into that? Because once again, you're making a film because you want to make a film. You're doing dance because you want to do dance.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes you happy and you're passionate about it. But then like some of that changes, I guess, when you have to have a label to it. And you have to like, oh, this has to make money.
Yeah.
This has to have a competition.
Some
Yeah,
scale to
exactly.
it. It's like,
Yeah.
Because then it's
this
not
toe wasn't pointing correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a rubric.
Yeah, it really is.
It kind of takes away the creativity of
Oh
it.
yeah. It's very stressful too.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the feis is like, it's very intense. Like, you would get up there and you're like, you basically like get in line with all of the other dancers and like there's two judges that are sitting at the table, and you just kind of like go down the line. But the way that it works is that like the first two dancers will come out and they'll start with the music. But then the stressful part was always the fact that you had to like know when you were up next.
Yeah.
Because the other dancers would end and you have to begin right away. There's no lag time.
Oh,
wow.
So you have to count it out in your head and know when you have to walk up to start dancing, which like I was fine with it for a while, and then I got to a certain point where I started to like psych myself out and I was like, do I go? Do I not go?
Yeah.
So yeah, it can definitely be more stressful when it's a competition.
Yeah. Has your crew become like a family almost, and like you guys really like are like, because I feel like you have to have that sort of bond in
Yeah.
order to really do these dances, like know each other.
Yeah, definitely.
well.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot closer, especially last year. And
Yeah.
because our club was so tiny, like we got to know each other a lot better and just like really connect. And especially when you're doing a dance like together and practicing and like meeting up even sometimes like outside of the club meetings to get ready for a performance. And then last year for Showcase, and we were all like getting ready and doing like hair and makeup together and like putting on shoes and making sure everybody's all set. You really start bonding a lot more. So
it's exciting, and I think it's somewhat unique to creative fields where it should be fun, and you are working together, you're collaborating. I think it was Robert Altman, the director. He was explaining how I think it was his Oscar acceptance speech, and he was like, everyone comes together and you build a sand castle. And everyone scoops up the sand, makes it nice, makes it look good, everything is right. Everyone's adding their own elements to it. Yeah. And then the wave comes and takes it away. And then you make a new sandcastle.
Yeah, and then you build again. Yeah.
So I think that's cool. Every year, or twice a year with the Villanova and then the Showcase. So at the Showcase, is it different dances, or is it one big dance?
It's different dances. So with the Showcase, we'll do a couple different things. So we'll do group dances. We'll do like the 4-hand. This year, if we have enough people, would love to try an 8-hand. That'd be very fun. And then we have what's called like treble reels. So those you can kind of like mix that up. You could do it with like one person, or you could do it with like a group of people. We have a dance that we do that's called Victory, which is from River Dance, and that dance is super fun to do like as a group together. Also a hard shoe. And then there's some other ones that like we've done, like there's dances that kind of like everybody knows that we do for like St. Patrick's Day.
The hits.
Yeah, exactly. Like the soft shoe, and then like maybe someone will come out and do a reel. So there's a lot of different variety, and we'll go through like a bunch of different things in the Showcase.
I'm still just thinking about the idea of like teamwork, and like Sam was talking about film like Sandcastle, and I really do just want to highlight for anyone who is a creative person, just like how good that feels to almost like sync up with a group of people and really have them know you like the back of their hand, and really you guys are able to create such amazing art, and it's the best feeling in the world when you're like you're like, I need this, and someone's like, oh well, how about this and this and this, and your ideas really form, and it really is just the best feeling in the world to really create something. And then but I'm curious because film inherently is meant to live forever, so I'm curious how it feels to do your performance and work on it for months and then have it be over in like 5 minutes, and then you're like, oh, so that just happened. But
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt last year for Showcase. I mean, we were like, we've been working on this forever, and then afterwards I was like, oh my gosh, it's done. So in some ways it feels really good, like once it's over and you're like, all right, it's all done, I can breathe now. And like I get what you're saying, because like film, it like keeps it, like you can go back to it and see it again. I mean, the cool thing is like we had people like recording it, and we had like pictures taken. But I guess the fun thing is like you get to do it again next time and like try something new and different. And I don't know, I liked what you were saying about like the fact that it's so much teamwork, because like for dance, it's so cool when you finally finish a dance and like you get to go out on stage like as a group and everybody's doing it completely in sync. And like you literally start to get like chills and goosebumps because you're like, oh my gosh, it's so fun.
I know from my sister's experience, when you're on stage, I mean, you rehearse it so many times, it's not like you're on stage thinking, okay, I do this move, then this move. It's just
it just flows at that point. Wow. I feel like when it gets to that point, like if you start thinking about it, then you mess up. You just have to like let your brain go and just like let your feet do their thing.
And having that trust with your, the people you're dancing with.
Absolutely. Because there's certain dances too where like someone else has to do something beforehand for like for you to know that it's your cue to do your next thing. So like trusting that like they're gonna come on time so that you can do your thing next.
Well, will you wrap up? Do you have any plugs that you want to give that camera, and maybe like tell people about the club and tell people about like how they can join and how they can see your events or whatever else there might be for the club's future?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it that camera?
That camera right there, right to the audience.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, you guys should totally join the Rutgers Irish Dance Club. We meet Sunday nights at 9 p.m. in the College Ave Student Center, room 109 in the basement. Anyone is welcome to join. No experience necessary. We have a lot of new dancers this year that have never done Irish dance before. But also, if you have experience, we would love to have you. We have a lot of people who've danced and are now teaching some of the new people. We have a big performance in the spring called Showcase, and in the fall we compete at Villanova. So yeah, you guys should come check it out and come join and learn something new.
Great. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Conversations with Creatives is hosted by Andrew Alexander and Sam Finkel and produced by Marissa Loya and Andrew Alexander. Conversations with Creatives is a production of Scarlet Media, a hands-on working and learning program for Rutgers undergraduates interested in digital media, filmmaking, and much more. Scarlet Media is part of the Division of Continuing Studies at Rutgers University and is associated with the Rutgers ITV Studio. Learn more about us at tvstudio.rutgers.edu.